Welcome to Generation She, the space where we bridge the gap between every stage of womanhood. Whether you're a teenager navigating the first, a college student finding your footing, or a mother balancing it all, this show is for you. We're here to talk about the things that change, the things that stay the same, and the wisdom we can only find when we listen to each other. From the classroom to the boardroom to the living room, we're sharing our stories, our struggles, and our laughs. Because no matter the season of your life, you aren't walking it alone. I'm Melissa Otten, and this is Generation She. Today's episode is The Girl I Was, the Woman I'm Becoming. So today I have two guests with me. I have Donita Simmons. She is my sister in law. And I also have Brianna Simmons, who is my niece. So this is really based on what you think life is gonna be, Brianna. Like, what is your idea of what your life will be as you get older and finish college?
Okay. So plans, I
Yeah, plan.
planned it out where I assume that I will have a house, a husband, a child, and um kind of be stable enough, especially with my major. I would assume I would be stable enough with my major
Okay.
and have kind of like a more calming life than maybe one would without my major.
Definitely. I think that it's really good to have schooling and to have a plan, but what do you think, Donita?
I like your perspective. Yeah, that's good. What was the question?
What her future would look like for her?
I see that. I see all those things, and I like that you have a plan, and are actually thinking about it. I know even me, I didn't even have a plan. I just went to college because that's what I was supposed to do. So I like that you have a plan for when you get out.
I didn't even go to college at first. It took me 6 years after I graduated high school to realize you need something. So then I went back and I tried regular school for a little bit. I took one night class because I had to work and hated it. Dropped out halfway through, didn't go back for 3 more years to do anything because it was too hard working 40 hours and going in, and I thought, "If I had kids, imagine if I had kids, I wouldn't wanna do this either." You'd have to be very ambitious to do.
I agree.
So, I ended up being at a technical school. I did get a degree. I am an LPN, but I could always go back and get my RN one of these days. Um, and it's never too late. That's something that my mom taught me.
That's right.
She went back in her 50s and got her master's, I think. And then, anyway, she went the whole way to being an educator. So that's a lot of school.
So, Brianna, do you think that was your answer true to how you really feel? Or do you feel that you're saying that because I'm here?
I think it is really true. I think it's kind of my motivator because there's a life I kind of planned out way before, but I didn't know how I was going to get to that point. And I kind of was like, okay, well, if I'm not going to go into school for something that will get me, a nice house I could decorate and um all these things, then what can I do to get to a point where I can? So I think this major of civil engineering will kind of help me get to those steps, or even if not through civil engineering, I think that God will know that that's what I want in my heart.
Absolutely. Anita, thinking back to when you were younger and you just went to college because you thought that's what you were supposed to do you think after you decided to have a couple plans, do you think your plans worked out?
No, no, not at all. I definitely went to school because that's what I was supposed to do. It had nothing to do with what I wanted to do. I didn't even know what I wanted to do. My parents just said, "You go to college." That was the next step. I went through a lot of different majors, and I still joke around and say I still don't know what I wanna be when I grow up.
I agree with that. I mean, I'm starting a podcast at 44, which has nothing to do with what I have as a career.
Exactly.
What do you think success looks like right now, Brianna? Currently in your life, what does success look like for you?
Probably would be getting good grades maybe, since that is probably my biggest problem
Mhm.
or situation that I'm going through. That's probably on the top of my, I don't know, success.
Yes, I agree with you there. I think when you're in college, it's really your strive. That should be your main motivator. Like I said, when I first tried it the first time, that was not my main motivator, and it was noticed. What is the biggest pressure you feel? Excuse me. What is the biggest pressure you feel from social media or from like society right now? Think,
I think just from my point of
yeah,
view, I know that it is a big problem, but I think it's a little bit different because 'cause I'm aware of this, but I think it is the looks that come up on social media. I know that you're supposed to look a certain way, portray yourself a certain way, and even the real day in my lives are still not real.
yeah,
So I think that, like, I took a break off of social media because it was so much, like, pressure, especially in school, 'cause I felt like, "What am I doing?" Like, I can't be at this point or that point, you know?
mhm. How about you, Donita? I mean, I didn't really have that for you, but I feel like this is a good question for both of us.
Okay. So how social media influenced
Not
me?
even like social media, just like the pressure from society even.
Okay. So actually, I am doing a course right now,
Mhm.
and the topic is on these type of things. So it's on my mind a lot. I think that society has influenced me a lot. I already talked about how most of what I've done in life is because that's what I thought was the next step. Someone said, or that was the implication. You do this, you graduate from high school, you go to college, you get a job, you do that. And all of my life has been doing what is expected of me. Fortunately, I've been successful enough, I guess, to check those boxes off. And I already said, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Mhm.
I know a little bit more now, but I think a lot of society, I'm still doing those. This is what you're supposed to do. I think about that in my current job. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do. And I haven't been brave enough, I'll say that out loud, to really do what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel that. I do. I always feel the same kind of pressure. The mom aspect of it too. Somehow you're supposed to be the perfect mother, the perfect person in your career, the
Yes.
perfect everything. You're
Yes.
supposed to go to church every Sunday and
Yes.
make sure you also do your Bible study and, oh, wait, make time for self-care.
Yes.
Don't forget
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Oh, you wanna walk out the house? You should probably have on your makeup and your hair done and
Yes.
don't wear sweats. And that's just not what's gonna happen. I try to do these things, but I think I figured it out in my 30s that nobody can do everything.
Nobody.
And sometimes some things are just gonna have to sit. Like, the laundry might sit for a week, you know? You do need to pick and choose and put what your priorities are,
Yeah.
but I feel like I see that a lot in social media right now. This Ozempic stuff is killing me. Let's all get a shot, right? Like, I know I need to lose some
Yeah.
weight, but
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
I've always preached to others self-care.
Mhm.
At the same time, I was not taking care of myself. I
Yeah.
probably still do that. I think I take care of myself more now, but my whole life I've never taken care of myself, and now the results are here. But I I guess that had a lot to do, maybe not society, but more with um, our family dynamics, just the people closest to me, and wanting to please or keep up a certain image.
Yeah.
Um, not in a bad way though. but just this is what's expected, expectations of others. And instead of that being healthy, it went too far and then it became unhealthy where there's no way, like you were saying, there's no way any one person can keep up with every single expectations that others have of us.
Yeah.
And we had to, well, for me, it came to the point where I had to start thinking about breaking it down. I'm a very systematic type of person. So I had to
Yeah.
break down like, okay, I got to focus on one thing to work on at a time. So it was spiritually first. And then I could go into maybe emotionally and then financially and then my health. That was the way I went about it. But it all had to start somewhere. And for me, it was spiritually. So I had to really figure out who I was and it helped to know who I was in God's eyes. And I think that was my turnaround where the expectations were no longer on what other people were saying I need to do. And it started to be what is God expecting of me? And I realized He was not expecting anywhere close from me what everybody else was expecting from me. And there's a
Yeah.
freedom there. And once I started realizing that freedom, everything else got better.
Absolutely. I feel that sometimes. How about you, Bree? How do have you ever come across that you just feel like other people's expectation of you are way higher than and not attainable, you know? Th It's mythical almost. I mean, be honest.
Yeah. I think about a lot of this during high school for me.
Mhm.
I'm a very, like I like to do things that are not like what everybody else would wanna do. I like to be outside the box.
Yeah.
And then, like, being with my mom, she's very, like, a box type of person,
Yes.
and, um, I think in high school, because I was living with her, I thought I also had to be a box type of person
Okay.
because I was like, "Okay, if everybody thinks I need to be like my mom, then I
Uh-huh.
must need to be like my mom."
Mhm.
Even though when I got to college, I was like, "Wait, I can be all these different things, but still have this guideline, still be, like, strict with myself, discipline myself but still being able to have my own I'm still gonna do this and this as well."
Yeah.
So
That's I'm glad that you figured it out, but I feel like a lot of people don't figure that out until they step outside the parental home and get on your own, where you get that freedom to be like, "Oh, I don't have to eat breakfast at 9 a.m., and it doesn't technically have to be it doesn't have to look like this," you know? What do you think is the most misunderstood thing about being an adult teenager today?
I kinda wanna give from the perspective of some of my friends,
Okay.
just because I see this from many generations because 'cause I'm always around a lot of older adults, so I
Mm,
kinda accustom myself to, okay, what do they want from me? What do they agree with? Do they disagree with? And I kinda don't add my own opinion into it, but seeing it from a point of view where you're just around people your age all the time. I think something that is very misunderstood will probably be like our first impression. So people assume that maybe we're not gonna respond to them or we're rude off right off the you know.
mhm.
So we're like, oh, okay, if they didn't see us, they just don't want to talk to us.
Okay.
Or we're coming off as like, oh, you're this way, yeah, you're definitely not gonna get this job done. And seeing that we will, like, just with the motivation type of thing.
Mhm.
If we know you're gonna automatically assume we're not gonna do it, then we're not gonna do it. But if you have hope in us, you feel like, "Okay, maybe they will do this. Maybe if I just give them a,
A
"Hey,
chance.
yeah, I'll do it," then you will, and you can see that in every teenager, every young adult. They never, ever, ever actually are trying to hurt you if they're not feeling hurt from you.
Okay. Donita, what is the most naive dream that you had when you were Brianna's age?
And it's still my dream to be a stunt woman.
That would be fun.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes. Do I need to explain?
no,
Oh,
no.
oh,
I mean,
No,
you can
no,
if you
no,
want to. I mean,
no,
I'm here for it.
Evel
no.
Knievel was my idol. I'm like, I could do that. I still think I could do those things. Motorcycle, vehicles, dirt bikes, anything. Let me just jump through a ring of fire.
I think my mom scared that kind of stuff out of me at such a young age. But I mean, I'm not saying I never did anything crazy. I mean, I definitely have. But when I asked that question, I even tried to like pose that to myself and like back when I was 16 or 17 or 18. What was my dreams? And I have to tell you, they were not even wild. I was like, have I ever had like a really crazy dream? Maybe, but I can't think of them.
Past that with, I mean, just really being naive was thinking that everything I planned out was going to go according to plan.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was the most naive thing I ever did too. I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna have kids and then I'm gonna do thi
Yeah.
I mean, I did eventually do
Yeah.
these things, but not in the order in which I thought I would do them, and not when I thought I was gonna do them. You know, I once yelled at my mom on her way out the door, "I'm never gonna be a nurse like you," because she had to work on, like, a holiday, and I wanted her to stay home and be
Mhm.
there with us for the holiday, and I guess I really made her feel horrible.
No.
So sorry, mom. Um, but then I stuck to that for years. I said when I was 12, "I'm not gonna stay here. I'm moving out of here. I'm gonna go to the city." Well, that did happen, but not when I was 18. And I was never gonna be a nurse, and
Look
I
at you
became a
now.
nurse.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a lot of things I can look back and be like,
Yeah.
maybe
And
I was wrong."
I said I was my goal was to I didn't want to get married. I never wanted kids. I wanted to just be a businesswoman working downtown and making $200,000 a year and live downtown and just have my own single life. And I thought that was going to be forever. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, we all start out one way, and then it ends up a whole 'nother way.
Exactly. But I'm
Um,
happy.
but it's always, what did Bob Ross say? Happy little accidents. Yeah. Anita, what was the biggest thing you worried about that ended up not mattering at all?
Had lots of worries. I think, well, I don't know if this is just on my mind. I think the biggest thing I've worried about was Brianna being alive. Like when she was a baby, the fear would overtake me that she was going to die from SIDS.
Oh, it's a big worry
And
for me too.
so it just her life, just her being alive at
Mhm.
every stage of her life, it was almost crippling to me. I know I did not sleep for the first 3 to 4 years of her life. Um, and
And now
just
they have those monitors that they can put on their babies, and it alerts you immediately.
wow, I would have
I
had
was
like
like,
three.
could you imagine? And they have video cameras on their kids. We didn't have those either.
Nope, just a
So
monitor.
you guys today, you don't know how good you have it. I think so for the first one, I slept in the same room.
Yeah,
I had a bed in his room, for 6 months, and then we moved to our own place. I lived with my mom for the first 6 months, and then we went to my own place, and he had a room, was, like, through the hall, and so 2 doors and a hall, um, I hated it at first. I was in that room, and then I was used to him waking up at a certain time, and if y'all didn't wake up when you was supposed to wake up, trust and believe we got up with a heart attack and running in there like, "Oh my gosh," and then accidentally woke you up because
yeah.
we were worried.
You start nudging like, "Oh, are you're okay?" And
Oh,
then
okay.
yeah.
Okay. If you could send a one-sentence text message to yourself at her age, what would it say?
my first reaction was trust God. Yeah, that's but I don't know if I would've
Received it?
yeah, like,
Yeah.
how would I actually, like, trust God? Okay, yeah, I am. So somehow something deeper than that where I would actually understand what that meant.
Hmm. So, yeah, that'd be hard to word in one sentence.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just I know you think you trust God and God, but you could do it better.
Or
How are you gonna
maybe
say that?
now thinking about that more, maybe it would have been something more aligned that I would say you to me, you are worthy. Like you are actually worthy to be who you are.
I like that one.
Mhm.
I would like to send that one too. I like that one. What is the one thing that you are most proud of that your 19-year-old self never even considered?
Mm. I think all the titles and accolades wouldn't mean anything, but what really matters is one, your relationship with God, with Jesus, and two, I'm proud of not in a um like prideful way, but I'm proud of the mom I am.
Yes, I agree. I full-heartedly agree with that. Because I
Wow.
have to think, like, when I was 19, motherhood was not even on the radar.
No, no. I told
Now
you I didn't even want to have kids.
right, right. I did. I mean, but it was more like, "Oh, yeah, one day I'll have kids." You know what I mean? It wasn't like, "One day I'll have a boy and a girl, and their names will be"
No,
No, it was like, "Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll have kids someday." You know?
no, that wasn't even I thought about adopting kids so that, they could have I didn't want kids to be without parents, but
Yeah.
I did not want any kids.
That's interesting. That is interesting. Um, I think I wanted kids because I thought that's what everybody did.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, "Oh, that's what everybody does. Everybody has kids. So I'll have them for sure." But I never here's the thing, I've never been that person that's like, "Oh, give me that baby," you know? I have friends that are like, "Give me that
Melissa,
baby."
you're always babysitting
Who? Who am I
family
babysitting? Well,
members.
I mean, I grew out of it. I mean, when I was younger, mm-mm, I didn't want your baby. Keep your baby. That baby's gonna smell.
Uh-huh.
But
Mhm.
now I'm like, "Oh, I like
You
babies."
do.
But it took me having 2 of my own
Mhm.
and raising 3 more,
3 more.
um, and really embracing, my husband's family,
Yeah.
honestly,
That takes a
because
lot.
I'm
Congratulations.
well, I have to say, proximity-wise, I'm most close to you guys,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
you know,
Yes. We love
but
you.
I'm also most close to you guys, emotionally because I mean, we all hang out a lot,
Yes.
honestly. We are not a family that only sees each other on Christmas.
True,
I mean,
true.
so that's another reason. Um, but it's just crazy to me to think when I was 19 that I would have 5 kids.
Wow.
I should say that.
Well
My biggest accomplishment is that I had 5 kids.
mhm, mhm.
I would never have thought of when I was your age, Brianna. Could you imagine?
No.
In 1 year, I went from having 1 kid as a single mom to having 4 kids as a couple
Yeah,
and then a 5th one within, like, I don't know, it wasn't very long after we all moved in together.
right.
I was already pregnant when we moved in together.
Yeah.
So, it was like another 6 more months. We had a 5th kid,
And
and he
that
was brand new.
challenges.
It was hard back then.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
will say that.
Yeah.
How was your definition of having it all changed?
Mm. I've already answered,
Yeah, you
right?
kinda have, yeah.
Like, all the like I said, all the titles and everything, all the check marks, check boxes I was able to complete, and then that was before I had Brianna. I used to my goals were to have the following letters behind my name. I wanted and in this order, my MBA, my MRS, and my MOM. And those were like, "Oh, yeah, when I get all those things, I'll have it all." And I got all those things, but really none of it mattered until I got my MOM title, and
Yeah.
that changed everything,
Mhm.
and that's what I'm most proud of.
Um, all right, Brianna, after hearing the reality from your mom, does anything about your current vision of the future feel different or less intimidating?
Um, I would say no, believe it or not, because I think I've thought about, like, I know my future is not gonna end up anywhere close to probably what I dreamed of.
I feel like it's gonna be close,
Uh,
honestly. I will say that. Even though our visions had changed along the way and maybe we tripped and had to, like, wait a little longer, they did kinda come true. Yeah.
Are you a businesswoman at heart?
Yeah, I still have both.
Oh, yeah. Mhm, mhm. Okay, sorry. Um, yeah, even though, like, I I think also living or being around older people and hearing their stories, being like, "Oh, okay." So even if I do have a dream and technically a plan, I'm always willing to change a plan.
Absolutely.
I love to be flexible because it's so much fun and spontaneous and it's so much fun. So
I love spontaneity as well.
me too.
Mhm.
Okay. I just need to say, not me.
Okay. Okay, well, there's certain things I can be spontaneous about, like, "Hey, let's go for a trip over here today and have fun." I know some people are not like that, and that's okay. But I cannot be spontaneous when it's like, "Oh, where will we live next week?"
Okay, okay. And I can't be spontaneous in any of those options. No. If let's take a trip. Okay, where, when, why? I need to know all that
I
ahead of
know, she
time.
wants to know where we're stopping. I
Yes.
love vacations because we have the Google thing going on, and we have to put in where we wanna go on
Yeah.
our trip.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't need to know exactly every fine detail, but definitely I need a plan and a contingency plan.
I think it's always good to have some safety nets in place. So keep that in mind as you make your plans. Always have a safety net. Mine was often my mother, just so you know.
Mine will be my mother as well. I already planned that out in her basement.
Oh, don't go there.
You're right. I'm gonna take her, master
You know what? We'll
bedroom.
just sell y'all this house and you guys can just move on in and we can just add more people like we used to. Oh, we
This
already kind of do that.
a family,
This is the family estate
yes,
that
it
we're
is.
we're
Mhm,
at right now.
mhm.
And we do add people and then subtract people and
Yeah,
then add people.
it's
So
temporary
you never
housing.
know. It is temporary housing for those that need it in the family.
Mhm. Always been.
We're currently in a closet, which is my studio, but it was a bedroom for somebody not too long ago.
Yes.
What is the biggest question you have for your mom about adulting or life beyond school?
I think it would probably be, in regards to how she got over my, like, will I live during my younger self, because I think I'm also the type of person who, like, even with my pets I have now, I'm always nervous that, like, I go to college, I come back and they're gone, and I think that's something that I really struggle with as well, so I would probably be like, "Hey, how am I gonna get over this fear if I come to that
Oh,
point?"
don't worry. We're all gonna buy you those things I was talking about.
Or the
Those
monitors.
sensors that tell you if your kid stops breathing immediately.
Yeah, because 'cause I'll probably be living with you watching your kids.
She'll have a twin bed right next to the crib. Don't laugh. I can see it happening already. All right. So, guys, together, this is for both of you. What is the one struggle you have in common right now, even though you are in completely different stages of life? Do you need an example? Okay.
Oh, because I'm like, we're dealing with this right now. Are common that I wanna say, and then maybe you could give the example, is how to operate as mother daughter and and friends, and where that line is. Think Brianna, we're going through that right now where she might do something where I'm like, oh, that was too friendly and not respecting me as a mom. But I'm also dealing with that. I've been dealing with that for a long time with my mom. Like, my mom's my friend, but I still need to respect her as a mom. But what do I do, like, when I get too friendly?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Bree?
I guess I could agree. I didn't think about that at all until just now. So that is true.
What were you thinking about?
I wasn't thinking about anything because I was like, we have nothing in common. But I guess that's true because we we do. I mean, nothing.
I mean, I feel like you have more in common than what you think. Like I'll give you a couple examples that I kind of came up with that I felt like probably you do have in common. And one is balancing commitments. Because I feel like no matter how old you are, balancing commitments is hard. You have friends, you have school, you have work, you have a child. You don't have a child, but you have a mom who you make commitments to. I mean, you made a commitment today to come here for me. I mean, and it's sometimes overwhelming where you're like, oh wait, I'm supposed to do this. Mom, so sorry. I told you I'd be there. That's a lie. I'm not coming because I got to do this. So I feel like that has to be one you have in common.
Yeah. What you think?
What do you think? I think.
I think you should have your own
I
thoughts.
know, huh? I used to be that way. Um, but that was also when I was trying to please everybody.
Yeah.
And then I figured out I don't need to please everybody. I don't even have to answer to people.
No.
And it was also causing me to be late all the time. And I didn't like the stereotype I had that I was always late. Okay, it was true. It wasn't a stereotype. So I wanted to change who I
Mhm.
was. And the only way I could do that is like you do, like become a schedule and
Mhm.
really in that self care we talked about. I wasn't taking care of myself because I was making commitments with everyone and I
Mhm.
couldn't keep it. So when I started figuring out I have to live for me and, take care of myself, then I have a calendar. And if I put it on my calendar, then it's going to happen. If it's not on my calendar, it
Like I
may not
said,
happen.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
If you didn't get scheduled, you did not confirm,
right.
you don't exist.
But I'm going to keep my word and
Yes.
go if I say I'm going to do
But
something.
it's in my calendar then,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And keeping space out there for just life to happen. Like, stop over scheduling everything. You need to rest sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. And I will take a day off and just sleep. I'm like, "Oh, sorry guys. I make your own food." But my
Right.
kids are old enough I can now
Oh,
say
sure.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
But when they were little, it was like, Walking Dead.
Mhm.
But how about I guess maybe you don't have problems with the commitment thing right now?
Not really. I don't think so. I don't feel like I think when I make a commitment, I'm gonna make sure I'm
That's
there.
good.
I've found out about myself recently that I really hate not doing something that I said I was gonna do
Absolutely.
and not being on time to something that I wanna be on time for. I really don't like when I'm not on time for something.
But I struggle with the adult child going from child to adult and the relationship you're supposed to have with them too. Because I either try to overcompensate and give way too much freedom and say nothing when I maybe should say something, or I'm saying too much and I'm overbearing. And I can never figure out where that happy medium really is.
I think that I thought for a long time that me and my mom were good. I didn't actually realize that this was a problem until she brought it up. And I guess I kinda was like, "Okay, well then," but I didn't see a problem with it for a very long time until, like, 2 days ago. Um, and I think it kinda came the only reason I was able to realize it was through learning about the 10 commandments and the honoring your mother and your father,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, maybe she's wanting me to honor her more in a way that I didn't realize I wasn't honoring her." So I was like, "Okay, maybe what I think is honoring her is not what she thinks is honoring her.
Yeah.
So I need to think from her perspective, what is honoring her to her, not what is honoring her to me."
I had to learn to stop making jokes with my mom because my jokes were funny to me, but hurt her feelings. And I'm not kidding, and she had to learn to speak up when I did it because I didn't know I was doing it. I
Yeah.
didn't mean it that way,
Mm.
but she took it as me being horribly mean to her, and
Yeah.
she had to be like, "You're really upsetting me." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that was just it was a joke.
Yeah.
Please don't take it that way."
Okay.
And so, I don't know if that will
Yeah.
help you.
Yeah. I think that was the situation, right?
Pretty much, I think over the phone, like, we'll
Mhm,
do things that at least I will, like, I'll make jokes like that could be offensive, or I'll act like I'm taking offense even though I'm not.
mhm.
And then she doesn't realize I'm not taking offense because 'cause I'm smiling, but I'm also on the phone. So she can't
Yeah.
see me that I'm like, you know,
Uh-huh.
and so then she's like, "Well, stop being offended." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not actually offended." Or then I am actually offended, but she doesn't know I'm actually offended.
Exactly. I think what I've learned is communication is the part, and you have to say it immediately because that got out of control between us to the point where I made her cry, and I felt horrible about it. I did not mean it in that way, but I was treating her like she was my buddy
Right.
because we were adults now and we can
Yeah.
do that, right?
Yeah.
No. No, that's not true. She's still your mom,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can't act like she's your bestie.
Yeah.
You
That
try.
is this hard line to
It is, and I still struggle. If there's one piece of inherited wisdom you will take away from this conversation, what is it? And that's for both of you.
think I could say I didn't realize how much she had a plan.
Oh, okay.
Um, and like, I'm not shocked. I know her personality.
Mhm.
I think I'm more like, oh, wow, that's outstanding. She has a plan and she has goals. And I'm glad I was able to hear that.
It took me a long time to realize I should make my own goals. I was just running through life without intention. And even through, just learning some stuff in the Bible and really working through things, I realized you have to live with an intention. And I will say I was lost for numerous years with no real purpose. Yes, and I felt lost. So, if I can, give you any wisdom right now, I guess it would be to always live with the intention and know your intention. Look at what you need to do to get there and make those goals.
Good. That's good.
All right. I have this part that I'm gonna call it's called quick fire round.
Uh-uh.
There's only 5 questions. They're not as hard as some of those other ones were.
Remember we talked about the planner and me?
Yes. Okay. Well, these are not hard questions. I will say them and you'll both answer. Try to do one and then the other, but don't
You do.
talk over each other if you can help it. All right. So the first question is, what is the one thing you currently are obsessed with?
Me.
That's good.
Crafts.
What is it?
Crafts. Not
Crafts.
crap, but crafts.
I thought you said props at first, which
No,
doesn't even sound like
no.
crafts.
Scrapbooking, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So the second question is, what is the best piece of advice you've received from a woman in a different life stage than you?
Probably when they told me to just calm down and, you know, stop trying to do everything.
I think, recently, um, how to do the emotion sadness.
Ah, that's a good one.
Well, Yeah, she
Yeah.
told me how. Mhm.
All right. What is your survival item? The item you can't leave the house without?
Uh, can I say my wallet, which also has my keys, which also has everything I need on there?
Yeah, that
Okay,
sounds like a really awesome wallet.
thank you.
I think mine is the same because I
Okay.
have everything in
You
one.
do. I was trying to take a picture with it earlier.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It has
I
everything
I
except for
about
my
dropped
keys.
everything in her wallet.
Mhm.
All right. What is a lie about your current age that you want to debunk?
We are not all rude people.
That's a good one. How about you, Donita?
I don't know.
I want to debunk that everybody in their 40s is not mean.
Really?
Like, because we're all going through menopause, apparently we've
Oh,
got some kind of rage issue.
oh,
We're not. I don't think we do. I just think sometimes you got to speak up for yourself and people take that wrong.
yeah. Okay, so that made me think that 50 is not old, and you could be 50 and have a sharp mind.
I agree with that one too. All right. Last one. If you could send one sentence text to your 10-year-old self, what would it say?
Your favorite color does not have to be pink.
I love that.
Go ahead and do what you need to do to become like Evel Knievel.
That's right. Live your dreams, my young one. All right. So thank you both for coming today. I like hearing the stories from different points of view. Um, I have a friend at work, the mom of the girl that I take care of, and we have these weird conversations all the time. And I told her I really want her to be on here, but she says she doesn't know what a podcast is, so she's not real sure if she can do it. And I'm that's fine. She's older. It's fine. But we have amazing conversations, and she flips my point of view, which is a hard thing to do. And I think that through conversation, truly listening to each other, we might be able to flip some opinions or learn ourselves that, oh, your point of view is not exactly the way it has to be.
Exactly. That's true.
Well, thank you both for coming. I'm sure you guys will be on another episode again. I hope. I hope. They both gave me the weird
Like,
look.
what?
What episode will we be on again?
Thanks for sitting in with us today. Remember, your season is unique, but your journey is shared. We'll see you next time on Generation She.